Bill Black from the Department of Computation, DUMAS. We're a member of a multinational consortium that's co-sponsored by the European Community in a project called DUMAS.
Access your emails.
Spoken natural interaction.
Just using my mobile phone.
This is a European project involving partners in 4 different countries: Sweden, Finland, England and Germany.
Say something like, what messages do I have from John? And then the system replies that John has sent you a message today, you haven't read it yet, would you like to read it?
Multilingual interface.
Hello, your people in China sleep. I'm out Jamaican with my midnight dream.
That stands for Dynamic Universal Mobility and Adaptive Speech Interface.
The kind of application that we're building right now, Mail, is an email reading application which you can reach by phone.
Interactive system.
Speech input.
It works totally by voice.
In a natural way.
You can have your messages read to you.
Welcome to Mail.
Do I have any new messages?
6 new messages. Urgent number 2.
Read the second one.
From Paul about windsurfing.
Delete that.
Deleted.
In order to do this, we have to have a much smarter kind of dialogue that the system can handle.
So we're building a general framework for spoken language applications. And one such application is a spoken interface to email, which we call Mail. Access to your email basically everywhere.
I'm going to a meeting in Stockholm and I don't know which hotel I'm staying in. I know that the secretary will have sent me a message, so I ask the system, do I have any new messages since yesterday?
We have a parser that understands language. We are trying to teach machines to understand Finnish.
No, I don't want to know about the messages I had last week about this. I want new messages about it. Now it's at the point where I made that correction and I interrupted it and said, no, I don't want you to do that. That's the point where we're going beyond the current technology.
There exists X such that X is a message and X is from Bob.
An ongoing dialogue with the system.
Particularly for the blind people who've been using the system. It's been very rewarding to see people actually use the system and they just perk up when they see they can do something that previously they haven't been able to do.
Suppose you've got messages from Bob Nutter and Bob Smith in your mailbox.
Do I have any messages from Bob?
I don't want that thing to dereference the Bob in that question to one or the other of them, but it'll say you have 2 messages from Bob Smith.
It'll say, which Bob do you mean?
The system will adapt to different users, different preferences, interaction strategies, expertise levels, special user groups, for instance, blind and visually impaired people.
It's not that far from a Star Trek-like system that the computer actually understands what you're saying.
It's like HAL 2000.
Yeah, look what happened to them in that space. Open the pod bay doors. I'm afraid I can't do that.
It does this by intelligently analysing the contents of your mailbox, or the contents of the newspaper, or the contents of your calendar, as well as looking at the pattern of your usage so that it reacts appropriately.
Read the messages out loud using the synthesizer, and I would access the information about the DUMAS meeting.
You have 3 new messages about the DUMAS meeting.
One of the special features of the DUMAS project is the adaptability of the interface that we're designing.
We want to develop advanced spoken dialogue-based system that could provide help to different people with different abilities. It adapts to different skill levels, so they can be novice or ordinary or expert users.
One of the ways that we're going to prove this adaptability is by showing that the same basic mechanisms can help us to handle dialogues in slightly different applications.
You're sitting in the garden looking at the lemon trees, and suddenly you realize you have no idea what happened in the football game in Stockholm.
Just call the system and ask.
Talking newspapers for the blind.
Sighted people, they can open a newspaper and very, very quickly open a page, turn it, scan it, and very quickly they've distilled all that content. And that's something that blind people can't do.
This has been a 3-year project, and we're now nearing the end. And the main results are that we built this Athos mail and 2 different types of news reading applications. We also built a small calendar application.
Do I have some free time Tuesday evening? 8 o'clock, it's nice.
Okay, let's make it 8 o'clock.
An appointment, 8 o'clock, Tuesday night, meeting with Björn.
There's lots of business people fed up carrying laptops everywhere they go.
With their mobile phone, they will be able to access emails,
current newspapers, check your diary. And you can do all this by talking over a phone.
You can use your voice.
Making the world a bit more accessible for everyone.
Access your emails.
Just using my mobile phone.
In a project called DUMAS.
We're building adaptive systems, which means that they adjust to the user.
I ask, are there any messages about the DUMAS meeting on Tuesday?
Do I have any messages for now?
Instead of interfacing with computer with a keyboard and a monitor, you can use your voice.
Paper about that.
We have developed a very nice architecture which supports adaptation and a lot of advanced natural language processing techniques. Now the question is if we could use this architecture to develop new applications.